Okay, I was just looking at the almanac, and it's a good time right now to plant above ground crops. It's a good time to plant your garden right now here in North Florida. Now, a little further north, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But here in North Florida, it's going to be 88 degrees tomorrow here in North Florida. And that's awful warm for March. And the spring equinox is on the 19th. And it's a good time to plant above ground crops, your watermelons, your cantaloupes, cucumbers, squash, all your above ground crops. Good time, your beans, all a good time to plant your above ground crops until the 24th. So it's a good time to plant if you do a spring garden. Now this is the Apocrypha. We're going to continue on in the Apocrypha, chapter 40, verse 26. Gold and silver make a man stand firm, but good counsel is more approved than both of them. Money and vigor elate the mind, but the fear of the Lord is better than both of them. There is no flaw in the fear of the Lord, and with it there is no need to seek for help. The fear of the Lord is like a garden of blessing, and covers a man better than any glory. My child, do not lead a beggar's life. It is better to dig than to beg. It is better to die than to beg. When a man looks to another man's table, his existence cannot be considered life. He pollutes his soul with another man's food. But a man who is intelligent and well instructed will beware of it. It is a shameless man's mouth, begging is sweet, but it kindles a fire in his heart. O death, how bitter it is the remembrance of you, to a man at peace among his possessions, to a man who is free from distractions and prosperous in everything, and is still vigorous enough to enjoy his food. O death, your sentence is good for a needy man of failing strength. In extreme old age and distracted about everything, who is contrary and has lost his patience. Do not fear the sentence of death. Remember those who went before you and those who come after. This is the sentence of the Lord upon all flesh and blood. And how can you refuse what is the will of the Most High? Whether it was 10 or 100 or 1,000 years, there is no reproach about life in Hades. The children of sinners are detestable children, and live in the circles of the ungodly. The possessions of the children of sinners will be lost, and perpetual reproach will follow their posterity. His children will blame an ungodly father, because they are a reproach on his account. Alas for you, ungodly men, who have forsaken the law of the Most High God. When you are born to a curse, and when you die, a curse will be your lot. Everything that springs from the earth will go back to the earth, just as surely as the ungodly go from a curse to destruction. Men grieve about their bodies, but the name of a sinner is not good and will be blotted out. Take heed about your name, for you retain it longer than 1,000 great stores of gold. The days of a good life are numbered, but a good name lasts forever. Children, maintain instruction and be at peace. Conceal wisdom and invisible treasure. What is the use of either? A man who hides his folly is better than a man who hides his wisdom. Therefore regard what I say, for not every kind of shame is it well to maintain, and not everything is approved in good faith by all. Be ashamed of a father and a mother for immorality, and of a prince and a ruler for a lie, or a judge or a magistrate for an offense, and of an assembly and of the people for disregard of the law, for a partner and a friend for unjust dealing, and of the place where you are living for theft. Respect the truth of God and his agreement. Be ashamed to lean on your elbow at table, to be contemptuous about giving back what you have received, and to keep silent before those who greet you. To look at a woman who is a courtesan, and to turn your face away from a relative. To take someone's portion or present, and to stare at a married woman. To meddle with another man's maid, and do not stand over her bed. To utter words of abuse before friends, and after you make a gift, do not add abuse. To repeat what you have heard, and to tell things that are secret. Then you will be really modest and win the approval of everyone. Do not be ashamed of these things, and do not show partiality so as to sin. Of the law of the Most High and of his agreement, and of judgment to punish the ungodly, or having a reckoning with a partner and fellow travelers, and of a present form what is inherited by your companions, of the accuracy of scales and weights, and of the acquisition of much or little, of profit from dealing with merchants, and of the careful training of children, and of staining the side of a bad servant with blood. It is well to put a seal on a wicked wife, and where there are many hands, lock things up. Whatever you hand over, let it be by number and weight, and in giving and receiving, let everything be in writing. Do not be ashamed to instruct the senseless and the foolish, or an aged man who is charged with immorality. Then you will be really instructed and approved in the eyes of every man alive. A daughter is a secret cause of sleeplessness to her father, and his concern for her robs him of his rest. In her youth, for fear she will pass her prime, and when she is married, for fear she will be hated. When she is a girl, for fear she will be profaned, and be with child in her father's house. When she has a husband, for fear she will transgress. And when she is married, for fear she will be childless. Keep a close watch over a headstrong daughter, for fear she will fill your enemies with malignant joy, and make you the talk of the town and notorious among the people, and disgrace you before the multitude. Do not look at anybody for her beauty, and do not sit among women. For as a moth comes out of clothing, a woman's wickedness